Welcome to Forking Around with Flavor South Florida. I'm Kerri, CEO of Flavor South Florida. We are sitting down with entrepreneurs, business owners, and influential community partners to talk growth, trials, tribulations, and more. These conversations lead into Flavor South Florida, the region's largest restaurant month, happening every September from the 1st through the 30th. If you're in hospitality or thinking about building something meaningful in this industry, you're in the right place. Pull up a chair and let's get into it. This episode is sponsored by Ultima Caviar. Visit them at ultimacaviar.com. Today, we're joined by Frank Brusco, entrepreneur and owner of 8 restaurants throughout Florida and New Jersey. Frank's journey to the restaurant business is anything but traditional, driven by a passion for hospitality, family, and creating unforgettable dining experiences. Today, we'll dive into his entrepreneurial journey, and we are so excited to welcome him to the show.
Thank you.
Hey, Frank.
How are you? Thanks for having me.
You're awesome, man. So happy you're here.
Appreciate it.
You have a funny story. I just have to open with the funny story.
Of how I started?
Yeah. It's a wild one.
It is. It's a lot different than norm. So I was in the commercial printing space my whole life. I still actually do it a little bit. But I was with my kids coaching a soccer practice, and they were hungry. So I went to a local pizzeria just to grab some food, and I actually ordered it before I got there. Mm-hmm. By the time I got there, not that I expected my food to be on the table, but 10, 15, 20 minutes later, I'm like, where's my food? My kids are going crazy. My daughter wanted pizza, and my son wanted a dish of pasta with no green stuff in it.
Yeah.
And I ordered a chicken dish. Long story short, the owner came by. How's everything? I said, horrible. I'm still waiting here for my food. Came back 20 minutes later. We just started talking work. I said, how long is your lease here? How much business do you do here? How many square feet, is the space? Asking just questions about the space itself. And then the following week had the same miserable experience. And he looked at me and said, "Well, do you want to buy the place?" So I gave him an offer that apparently he couldn't, refuse. We shook hands, and I never saw him again. And that was
that's so crazy.
That was my first restaurant, and that was it. We opened up in October of 2015. That one's Patricia's of Homedale. That was my first baby, and still one of my favorites. And since then, we've expanded it. It was about 4,500 square feet. Now it's closer to 10,000 square feet.
So you were like, you looked at him, you're like, dude, I could do better. I could do a better job.
There's just 3 people
than
in
what
here
you're doing here.
And I said, this is crazy. I was like, I got to be able to do better than this. And I was never in the restaurant business. Nobody in my family, nobody. I didn't know anything about the restaurant business.
But can you cook?
The only thing I can make really well are reservations.
Yeah, same. No, that's not, I'm an okay cook.
I appreciate cooking, but not at the pace that my staff is great. My kitchen guys and all the restaurants are unbelievable.
But you're Italian.
Yes.
So I feel like you should be able to cook.
I can make tomato sauce. Okay. We used to do it every single summer. I could boil water. Mm-hmm. I could cook a nice dish of pasta, chicken cutlets. That's easy.
Okay.
But the intricate parts, it gets in there.
So you have a lot of inspiration from your dad and your uncle.
My mom for food, and
my
my uncle and my dad, obviously, growing up and that entrepreneurship or that leadership role that I feel like I take place with all my employees. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was your favorite thing your mom made when you growing up?
Eggplant was phenomenal.
Rollatini or like?
It was rollatini. It was a little more work for her.
Yeah.
So I had 2 younger brothers, and we ate like animals. We had a backyard that was no pool. There was no lawn chairs. It was strictly vegetables. It was 5 rows of string beans, 2 or 3 rows of tomatoes, eggplant, long squash, Everything was back there. Peaches, figs. So we would get fresh vegetables every day. And the big thing that she made was eggplant. We loved it. And zucchini blossoms. That was another one. Mm-hmm. We had them all the time at the house.
Zucchini blossoms. This was in Jersey?
This was on Staten Island, New York.
Oh, so you had a whole garden in Staten Island?
Yes.
Wow.
100% guarded.
You can garden there?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Wait, I'm not picturing growing peaches in Staten Island.
Oh, it's crazy.
What?
Yep. So my parents were both born in Italy, in Calabria, Italy. So Calabria is 100%. So I'm first generation. I mean, I speak it fluently, but I was born in Brooklyn. I grew up on Staten Island, New York, and then moved to beautiful New Jersey. And that's where I live now.
Okay. What area are you in Jersey?
In Monmouth County.
Monmouth County.
Yeah.
And how many restaurants do you have in Jersey now?
So I have 7 restaurants in New Jersey and 1 right here in Delray Beach, which I love. So
I love it too. Gabriella's in Delray. It's a jam, man.
Thank you.
Always a good time. We'll dive into that specific property in a minute. So 7 restaurants in New Jersey.
Yes.
Where are they location-wise and
So
concept-wise?
First one is Patricia's of Homedale. It's a straight-up Italian restaurant, traditional. It's a BYOB because New Jersey is a little difficult with liquor licenses.
Oh, yeah?
You can't get one. It's very, very difficult. There's only so many per town. So this town in Homedale only has 4, and we're not fortunate to get one of them. All the chain restaurants have them.
What?
Yeah, it's really different. It's really, really different. But
wait, I'm like mind blown. There's 4 in the whole town. 4 restaurants you can get liquor at in the whole town.
the whole town of Homedale, New Jersey. Yep.
That's really weird.
Houlihan's, Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, come
Chili,
on.
that's it.
Come on.
Yeah, these chain restaurants, and they're not going out of business.
You let customers bring their own alcohol in? Do they charge? Like, do you charging a corkage fee?
Nope.
Like, I can just bring in a bottle of liquor and just like
Correct.
pour it?
Correct. That's it. I'll supply the wine glasses. If they break, I'll buy you new wine glasses. We'll recycle all the bottles. It's crazy. It's really, really different.
Wow.
But we made a real great
that.
name for ourselves. The restaurant it's amazing. You have to actually do little things differently. You can't have live music at a restaurant that's BYOB. No one will ever get up. They'll sit there all night long pouring their own wine, and the restaurants can't flip a table.
Right, yeah.
So there's a lot of different characteristics of having a BYOB versus a restaurant that has a liquor license. So one traffic light away is another town called Middletown.
Yeah.
Red Bank area. That's where I have Gabriella's Steakhouse.
Oh,
That's
Gabriella's is a steakhouse?
my
up there?
restaurant in Jersey. Yeah, it's Gabriella's Italian Steakhouse.
Oh, wow.
It's
okay.
I'm not going to toot my own horn. It's definitely one of the best restaurants.
Toot away.
Best restaurant in New Jersey. There's no question about it. Food's phenomenal. That's been 7 years in the making. So that's working out really, really well. That also has about 250 seats, also 10,000 square feet.
Okay.
Then from there, we have a breakfast, brunch, lunch concept called Over Easy Kitchen. That's open every day from 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock, really bougie inside, also BYOB. So you can bring your own champagne there. You can make your own little Bloody Mary mixes. But again, I can't serve alcohol.
Not even beer and wine?
Nope. At Patricia's, if you have, I could get a Jersey wine license if the grapes are grown in New Jersey, which is really crazy.
Huh.
So, and again, it's limited of how much money you could charge for the bottle. It's a convenience factor. You're not making money on it. Not like you would be in a traditional liquor license restaurant. Now, the restaurants that do have a liquor license, they cost anywhere from $700,000 to $1.2 million just to buy a license.
Yeah. And
they have to do a tremendous, great big background check on you to make sure that you're clean, no DUIs, no arrest, all of that fun stuff. So you need to make sure you're
I'm like
upright citizen.
So mind blown about this right now.
So what else?
Remind me never to go drinking in Jersey.
Yeah, so you pick and listen, and women really control where they want to eat. So again, if there's a liquor license there, that's where you're going to end up going. The last restaurant I just opened up right at the same time as Gabriella's Modern Italian in Delray is Madison Modern Social. That one is in Old Bridge, New Jersey, definitely off the beaten path from where I currently have all my restaurants. That restaurant is beautiful. It's a hotel-looking concept. It's a gorgeous space, also shy of 10,000 square feet. It's beautiful. It's state of the art. It's sushi, pasta, steak, and fish. That one does have a liquor license, obviously. And attached to it, we just recently opened up a space called OLS. That stands for Our Little Secret. It's an adult lounge. It may be membership. We're not really sure how I want to really approach it, but that's fairly new as well. It's a beautiful build out. Wait till you see that one. That's great.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So I got a lot on my plate.
So Old Bridge, that's a random.
Yeah.
So was I born there? No, I wasn't born there. I was born in New York.
Raised?
I was raised. I wouldn't even say raised. I lived there when I was like 2 to 5 years old.
Okay.
But all my dad's side still lives there.
That's odd.
Oh gosh, I can almost think of the street name right now, and I'll tell you in a
Route
minute.
9, 516.
Oh yeah, off of Route 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I spent a lot of my young years going to Jersey, going to Old Bridge, visiting my cousins, my aunts, and my uncles. But I don't remember it being like a bustling town. I feel like it was a little town, right?
Yeah, it's big now. There's a lot of transplants from New York and from New York actually that are moving into Old Bridge. It's it's saturated. It's a busy town. It's a really busy town. Yeah, it really is. A lot of people.
Say hello to my
Go visit. Go say hello.
and stuff. So Old Bridge also is where John Bon Jovi grew up. He's my boyfriend. He doesn't know that, but I have to just ask everyone that comes on 2 very important questions.
Yes.
1, Bon Jovi or Bruce Springsteen?
Bon Jovi.
Okay, good man. Yankees or Mets?
Yankees.
You can stay. You're here. Stay for 3 hours. This is going to be the longest episode ever.
I love it.
So those are my boys, John Bon Jovi and the Yankees. Die Hard. When the Yankees went to the World Series, 2 years ago, I flew up, went to game 4. It was the only game they won.
Wow.
And I wound up somehow in the Audi suite. I didn't have tickets for the suite. I was like, I somehow made a phone call, made a friend of a friend, was like, come on, let's go into the suite. I'm like, okay. And they won. Yeah, that was the only game they won.
Amazing. See, you're lucky charm.
I was. And a lot of my friends were like, yo, you should stay, go to game 5 because now they might win. And I had on my Yankee Lucky socks that day. I kid you not. And they were like, you have to go to game 5. I'm like, I can't. I had the best experience of my life. I cannot top it. I have to go home. I went home and they lost.
Of course.
See, like, what happened?
It's your fault.
I mean, maybe a little. So John Bon Jovi is, I've seen him 28 times in concert.
Wow.
Most recently at Madison Square Garden, 6th row. Have you ever met him?
I have actually. He's a really good customer. His entire family come to Patricia's of Homedale,
really?
believe it or not. His parents lived in the same town. His mom, unfortunately, just recently passed away.
Yes, she did.
But yeah, I'm very close with John, his brother, his whole family, the kids, the nephews. I met them all. They come to the restaurant often. They've actually been to, his father's been to the restaurant here in Florida as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
good
love
people.
him. Do you have his phone number?
I may.
Can we call him? Call him right now.
That's great.
So, okay. Patricia's, Gabriella's, Madison. I'm sensing a pattern here.
People think they're all ex-girlfriends.
No, I hope not.
They all have a story behind them.
Tell me it's your grandmother.
Patricia's great-grandmother. Gabriella's was a girl who was working for me at Patricia's that really inspired me to open up Gabriella. So that's my partner out there in the restaurant in New Jersey. And Madison is what Old Bridge used to be known as before it became Old Bridge. It was called Madison, New Jersey. So that's the story behind that one. But the real truth is, people do think they're ex-girlfriends, children, whatever it may be. But that's the real story.
That's pretty
You
funny.
heard it
I'm
first.
happy they're not ex-girlfriends. It's like
Over easy, I got over that one easy. So that's why she got that name.
Stop with that. It's almost like as bad as like if you tattooed their names.
Correct.
You know? Because
No
a rebrand,
tattoos.
because like how much does a rebrand cost? A lot of money to rebrand.
100%.
You don't want to name your restaurant after your girlfriend.
No, never.
Maybe not even after your wife either.
Never.
What are the hardest pieces of the restaurant industry I think like the people wouldn't even recognize or think about?
Making a customer happy is the goal. It's hard to get these employees to all mesh with each other. I mean, I have at least 600 employees, I believe is the last time I found out. And 80% of them, 90% of them are 32 years old and under. So you have a lot of personalities with a lot of these, I don't call them kids. These are grown adults. So to have them all blend together is really a challenge. It's not that easy. Getting a chef is not going to be that easy. Different towns, different cities. The wealthier the area, the more difficult. The kids don't want to work in those areas. Having transportation is really, really important. So there's a lot to it. That's the difficult part. The hours are what they are. Some of my restaurants that have no liquor, a lot easier. The ones that do have liquor, having that last call, watching that person who's drinking and drinking and drinking that does not want to leave, making sure they don't drive home. It's all responsibility of a restaurant owner. So it becomes pretty challenging.
So Gabriella's in Delray Beach
Yes.
is phenomenal. And every time I go, it's packed. Like you got to name drop. Even when I name drop you, it doesn't even work. Like I can't even I can get a table, but yeah, it's so busy there. No matter what time of year you go, it's busy. It's busy. And there's a reason so many restaurants are struggling, I hear, left and right now. And what is the secret to success? What are you doing to make that magic happen?
Listen, we have, my policy is I don't want to be a stuffy restaurant. Gabriella's in Delray, it's a place where a lot of pretty people are coming. Guys, girls, there's a great vibe there. We're very natural, we're very calm, we're very inviting. Hospitality is my number one priority. The place is beautiful, the vibe is great, the space is inside, outside, there's different parts of the restaurant. Again, it's not the biggest restaurant. It's still 165 seats or so. It is a lot for a Delray restaurant in South Florida because there are seasons here. But, we are rocking and I'm loving it. I mean, I love every bit of it. People do come in, people are making reservations. My phone does blow up. People coming off an airplane thinking they're just going to jump on get a table in 10 minutes. But it is difficult. And I appreciate anybody who can make a reservation. We'll honor it. But the walk-ins are a little tough sometimes. So it's a good problem to have.
Yeah. I mean, you are in a great spot. And what year are you in with that restaurant?
We're a year and a half into it.
Is that all?
That's all.
See, holy crap.
That's
I feel like
unbelievable.
you've been there. I would have said at least 2, maybe 3 years, but
Some
because
great
it's talked
things.
about and
Yeah.
it's a buzz. It's a buzz. It's a place to be seen, and people are like, it's cool. It's almost like Carbone in New York City.
There you go. That's a
Have
great,
you eaten at Carbone?
Of course.
I have not.
Yeah.
I've not. How do you get in there? I don't know. That's another story
There's a
for
lot of
another
great
day.
restaurants. Yeah. And Manhattan's beautiful. There's a lot of great restaurants, even out here.
Well, so I've heard you call Delray Beach the 6th borough of Manhattan.
Yes.
What point were you what was the thought process in your brain to come open a restaurant in Florida? And because you have all these successful concepts in New Jersey.
It was pretty gutsy. I would like to say that a lot of my customers throughout the year were saying, hey, Frankie, we're leaving for a couple of months. We're going to go head down to Florida. I'm like, where you going? Delray Beach. Same, a couple hours later, another couple would say the same thing. I said, where you going? Boca Raton, Highland Beach, Boynton Beach, Jupiter, all coming down here to really more so on the East Coast. There was a couple of Naples here and there. But I was like, this is pretty interesting. I always remembered that. Mm-hmm. So growing up, I came down here a few times. I drove here the first time ever. Came to Delray Beach. My uncle lived in Delray, still does. And it was very desolate. Atlantic Avenue was beat up looking. And to be honest with you, even at this point now, you walk around, you can't touch. The real estate here is amazing, is unbelievable. It is very, very pricey, but it is packed with 1 million plus customers year in and year out. And they're building hotels, which shows that there's a lot of people still coming to this town. I jumped on an airplane this week, last week. Anytime I'm on, it's packed. There's not a seat to be had. So that's a good sign.
What airline?
I'm a United guy.
Oh, all right.
The hub in Newark is United, so you really have a lot of clout that way. Yeah. People do love JetBlue, but I'm a United guy.
So I'm a Delta girl.
Delta.
The only problem, and usually I go like PBI to LaGuardia.
LaGuardia, yeah. So you grew up in Long Island. Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
But it's funny because I sometimes have to stop in Atlanta. Delta does that.
Really? That's annoying.
And I always laugh because I'm like, well, I do want to take Delta and I do want to use my points and I want to go in the lounge. I want to do all the things, but I'm like, but I have to stop in Atlanta. But not to LaGuardia. It's direct. That's easy.
Right.
And if I fly out to Long Island, I usually have to do Southwest or JetBlue to Islip.
Really?
Yeah. Would you ever open out in I feel like you need a concept in the Hamptons.
I'd rather go to the Hamptons. I want to enjoy my life out there. It's different. It's very, very seasonal there. We all know that. And again, hard to get that support, that help. You would have to really transport a lot of people from your current restaurants out there. Mm-hmm. There's not just an arsenal of people waiting to get a job out in the Hamptons. A lot of people do go party there. A lot of bucks up there, but a lot of fun.
Where would you open your next restaurant?
I may be doing another one in Delray. Who
really?
knows? Yeah, I may do something else. Another concept here in Florida. But do I want to do one in New York? Probably not. It's difficult.
Miami?
I think there's a group out there that's killing it in Miami. Let them do what they do best. And the build outs there are very, very expensive. And again, that's not that it's seasonal, but it's if you're good, you're good. If you're not, it'd be a waste of your money.
Yeah, true.
Fort Lauderdale has a great little happening spot. Everyone's telling me West Palm is blowing up. There's good and bad. I think that the nightlife is not as aggressive as Delray or that Boca area. There's a lot more people going out. I think there's a lot more money in Palm Beach. Mm-hmm. But I think at nighttime, it shuts down a little bit on the earlier side. There's a couple of clubs. There's nightlife, but not day-to-day restaurants like there are in Delray. I think there's 144 restaurants, someone told me, in Delray.
In Delray?
In Delray, just on Atlantic Avenue, between bars and restaurants.
Really?
It's crazy.
That many?
Yeah. So try to find 144 great chefs and servers and hostesses and managers. It's not easy. Bartenders.
No, that's true.
So,
is that one of the bigger struggles? Is finding good staff?
Delray more than any my other places. But again, if these servers are making money and bartenders are making money, they'll come. Mm-hmm. Having we have valet parking right outside our restaurant, which is really helpful for our customers. No one really wants to park and drive and walk. The weather's usually nice here, but valet helps out. Having a parking garage under the building helps out. Those are great characteristics of opening up a restaurant. There's a lot of things to look into. Location is very, very true.
Have you looked into the Treasure Coast at all? I know a lot of restaurants for West Palm are moving north to giving you some insider tips.
Let me hear it.
Palm City.
They haven't. No one's told me yet.
I'm telling you.
Pompano is a big one right now.
No, forget Pompano.
Yeah.
Everybody's going up north. You heard it here first. I want 1% if you open up in Palm City.
That's great. Really? Palm
Mark
City?
my
huh?
words. 3
Interesting.
years.
Very
You'll see.
interesting.
This is recorded, so we'll refer back to this. You'll see.
I promise you 1% if I open up.
It's the people are moving up there, and they're starting to really appreciate the restaurant scene more. So like, yeah, a lot of West Palm and Jupiter are going north, like because there's space there. It's a little more affordable to do a build out up there, and like Lenora's, you know Lenora's?
Yeah, of course.
So they have multiple restaurants. They
Great
were here on
concept.
the podcast as well. And they just opened up in Palm City, and they're crushing Palm City. I was in there. I went to that location on a Wednesday night, and I waited 20 minutes on a Wednesday night in Palm
beautiful.
City in the summer.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So they were, I don't know for certain that it's outpacing West Palm, but wouldn't shock me at one
If you're a
bit.
great operator, it doesn't matter where you go. I mean, that's
people
the
will
truth. And
follow.
they're great people as well. Yeah, people will follow. But
Yeah.
there's a lot. Listen, there's a lot to it. It's not as easy as people think. Everyone, it's so glamorous. Oh, you're killing it. You're doing great. There's a lot of work behind it. They're always working. It's 7 days a week. It's morning to night. There's always something going on, for sure.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not glamorous. And I think a lot of people have this indication that it is. And I speak about this a lot, that it's not glamorous. Like I worked for 15, 20 years in restaurants myself.
Did you?
So yeah, I started as a hostess in New York.
There you go.
On Long Island at a steakhouse. And we did 600 dinners every Saturday night.
So you could appreciate what
It
we
was
go
a huge
through.
space. I wish I remembered how many seats we had, but it was always busy and people were hangry. And, it's a lot.
But it teaches you. And
You get thick skin. There's not much for me nowadays that really gets under my skin.
Right.
But I think a lot of that was ingrained in me when I was younger in the hospitality industry.
I love my
bartend.
hostesses. My hostesses, I mean, they have to deal with all of it. They're the first face you see. They have to be pleasant. They're the youngest employees I have of the restaurant, but they are really, truly just as important as the dishwasher, as the chef.
Can I vent for a second?
Go
And
for
thank
it.
you so much for saying that, because I spent a lot of my years as the head hostess in this restaurant. And so it's like this sticking point for me. This episode is sponsored by Ultima Caviar. Experience exceptional. Visit them at ultimacaviar.com. When I walk into a restaurant, especially a higher end one, and the hostess has her head in the phone, or she's chewing gum, or she's flat, I kind of want to lose my shit in that moment, because I'm like, but that's not her fault. That's the management's fault
100%.
at that point.
You want to go there, but go. Let's go.
Yeah. And I'm just looking, because I'm like, are you maximizing seating? Are you answering? Like literally they'll be like this, like this is their phone, right? And I'm like, hi, we're party for 2. And she's like, do you have a reservation? And I'm like, I'm happy to see you too.
No,
And
it's so important. It's the first reaction.
it's your first
yeah.
reaction she's also setting the pace and the tone for the night.
Correct.
Because if you're going to double seat your servers, like it's just going to
Love an educated customer. I
dominoes.
love that.
The
It's the
dominoes are
truth.
going to fall down, right? Because now you're double seating, you're putting them in the weeds. Now guess what? The kitchen's getting clobbered. You got to pace. You got to pace and strategically. Look, I want to be a hostess, like
Listen,
in my retirement days.
anytime you want to come back,
love it.
You work every day? Or you off Saturday and Sundays?
I work like 8 days a week.
All right.
But I'll make time to come host
There
this
you
at
go. I would love
Gabriella's.
that. Come and train.
In season. I'm not cheap though.
That's fine.
Because I'm going to
I'll get you a
maximize
table,
seating.
you
I'm
eat
going to
for free.
sit
We
with
got
a
you.
smile. I got you. But it's like a thing for me. Like I feel like every little piece of the puzzle is important in a
Correct.
restaurant, right?
It
As
really
you just mentioned, the dishwasher.
Yep.
Guess what? Guess what happens if the dishwasher's not there? You got no dishes.
Imagine.
Right? That's a problem.
People don't realize that.
No. And it's so important to just treat every person in life with kindness and the respect.
It's a very, very difficult, like that. Yeah, I love that. When a customer is rude to one of to a staff member, it's like, come on, put yourself in their shoes. Put yourself in their shoes for one day, couple hours. It's tough.
So you're old school Italian, like my boss was at the owner in the steakhouse, and it was a Saturday night, and we're slammed, and this woman was so nasty to me, and I was 16 years old, and I looked at one of the other girls, and I said, "Go get Richie," and she was like, "Okay." Richie comes up to the host, and he looks at me because I've got 100 people surrounding. You can't
Surrounding you,
walk.
of course.
They're just there, right? Standing there. I was like, whoa. And Richie came up and he said, what's the matter? I said, blue shirt. I'm like, I can't with her. I just can't. I can handle her, please. He walked up to her. He said, you being mean to my girls? And she's like, our reservation, we were supposed to sit 15 minutes ago because she was nasty.
Right.
And he looks at her, he goes, get out. And she said, you can't, what? Get out of my restaurant. You can't kick me out of this restaurant. And he goes, I own this place and you're being mean to my girl. Get out.
Wow.
And he kicked her out because there was a four-top waiting right behind her anyway.
Correct.
And not that I'm saying that's the right way to go about hospitality, but it was.
But yeah, and again, I'll
good
play
moment
crowd
for
control.
me.
You go up to those guests and say, "Listen, take it easy. It's 15 minutes. Look around. There's always a customer's coming in that's in a wheelchair, for God forbid. And there's going to be some character. There's going to be times when you have to make accommodations for other people. Somebody doesn't want to get up from the table yet. Someone's running late. It happens. So as long as these guests are spoken to as soon as they get in and they're treated and greeted by a maitre d' or a manager or an owner, I think it would be a lot better just to walk in, not have that type of experience. I want all my places. I want you to enjoy yourself when you come in there. You're not just eating. You're there for the night. You may be grabbing a drink afterwards. I want you to have a great experience. Because you could go to a million restaurants. Like I said, it's 100 plus. Why am I going to have you come to mine? So it's important.
I won't name the restaurant, but I was at a restaurant on Palm Beach Island and they were busy and we had a 7:30 reservation, 8 o'clock. I'm giving them grace every time.
Right.
So we got a drink. We spent money at the bar, right? We probably spent $100 on a round or two, whatever. So that was a couple of bucks more in their pocket. That's fine. It was after 8 and I was 8:05. And I'm like, hey, just checking on our reservation. And she was like, well, it's not ready yet. I'm like, okay, can you give me a gauge so if I can figure out how many more drinks I'm having here?
Right.
She's like, I'll just let you know when it's ready. You don't have to come back up here.
Terrible.
Literally, just don't come back up here. And I'm like, all right. 8:15, 8:20, 8:30 for a 7:30 res. And I'm just like, whoa. No attempt to buy us drinks. No word from the manager. Nothing. Now we didn't get to eat till 9 o'clock. Is when I think we placed our order at 8:50.
Wow.
So now we would have, if we sat or closer to time,
getting out at 9:30.
we would have got a bottle of wine at the table. We would have ordered apps. But at that point, I'm like, now I wasn't pissed and I'm annoyed. And I just looked at the server. He's like, oh, can I start you with any apps or bottle or wine? And so now you're talking about another $200, really, at least, in that particular restaurant. And I looked at him, I said, now it's 9 o'clock and I just want to eat my dinner. So we skipped. They lost money is my point. You know what I mean? It wasn't done properly. And I emailed the general manager and I didn't Yelp review. I'm not one of those people. And I emailed them the next day and I said, hey, I'm just giving you a heads up of what went down and how it went down and that you lost money,
If you overbook that way, listen, Jeff, they just run that restaurant the right way. Again, it's just how a manager and owner wants to run the place. We don't double book. You can't do it. You're going to have an experience like you're just saying. And now you're just going to order entrees. No appetizers. Forget the money.
Forget the money.
Now it's a fire ticket.
Now I'm just hungry.
Now it's going to take an extra 40 minutes for you to get that meal.
Yep.
So.
And then I think maybe we split a dessert, but it could have gone a lot differently.
Right.
And now I'm people are like, oh, do you want to go here for dinner? I'm like, not really.
See, it's one strike and you're out. Sometimes you get that second strike.
I really try not to be like that.
I know. A lot of people try not to be. But if you don't get spoken to, if no one called you back, did anybody respond back to your email?
He did.
Okay.
He did.
So you may go back.
I may go back,
Correct.
but I'm not in a rush.
Correct.
And I politely said, thank you. I said, thank you for your reply. I will revisit once you've got kinks worked out a little better.
Get your shit together.
Because they're fairly new. Yep. So I was, like I said, trying to give them grace, but I'm also not looking for anything for free. So it's like, I don't want that to go about that way either. I was really just trying to be constructive for them.
Gotcha. It was nice of you. You tried.
I try. What do you find is the biggest difference in New York restaurant ownership versus Florida restaurant ownership?
I'm pretty fortunate that the people that come down to my restaurant here are a lot of New Yorkers. There's definitely a lot of transplants from New York that are down here. And because we have a great name up in New Jersey, it ties into what we have going on here in Florida. But the entitlement is probably probably a little, can't even say, is it more here or less here? It's, in New York, there's a lot of it. It's a bigger restaurant where people will come in without a reservation saying, hey, what about that table over there? What about that table over there? Until they get that respect that the restaurants are busy and people do make reservations. But when they come in Florida and they see empty tables, there's a reason why. There's a flow chart. There's a pattern to it. There's a reason why there's an empty table for even 5 minutes. Every minute makes a difference. When you call up, the first thing people say is, hi, I'd like to make a reservation. 2 people, 4 people. What time? 7 o'clock. That's everybody's first time they mention it out of their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, you can't get a flip before or even after, usually. Unless you have a hot restaurant at 9 o'clock, 9:30, you're still getting reservations. But the normal restaurant, the everyday restaurant, is not getting that turn. So 7 o'clock, as a tip to everybody, don't ever take it. Make it 6:30, make it 7:30. You'll get an extra turn every single night. So I would say entitlement's probably the biggest thing. People do come in thinking they can just sit anywhere they want, whenever they want, without a reservation because they know the owner or they know somebody or they know the bartender or they know a hostess. We really run it the right way, and you have to. I don't want an angry customer like yourself, or God forbid a Karen shows up and drives us crazy. So we don't want that.
I eat out about every night of the week.
There you go.
And if I have one complaint out of 100. I think it's not so bad, right?
Good.
But
when are you coming in?
Actually, I am coming in soon. I'm coming in there next week, I think.
Okay. I'm in for another week or so, if not more.
Look at my calendar, but I have it. I do have it in there.
Good.
The Delray popped in there somewhere in my mess of a calendar.
I can imagine.
So. Yeah, I mean those Yelp reviews though. Are you talking about the Karens? Like, did you get what's like the? Have you every crazy outlandish
we get everything. They're relentless.
People are getting mad about some restaurants are adding on a 3% service fee, or whatever you want to call it, for the credit card, or gratuity is like becoming a thing that people are more likely to be adding on nowadays. I'm seeing more. I'm fine with it personally. Like it says like cash discount if you pay this, if you pay credit card, it's this. Nobody's carrying cash, whatever. So I'm paying with my card and that's that. And then people are getting mad about this gratuity thing. And I'm like, I don't see the problem. Like,
I'll give you my take on it.
Now you're doing the math for me. Thank you.
Right. Gratuity of a party of 8 or more, I'm okay with. A lot of people like to, hey, can we split it 3 ways, 4 ways, 5 ways sometimes, which it gets a little annoying for a server. And then they mess up the tip. So doing a party of that big and adding the gratuity, I'm okay with. The 3% credit card processing fee, I know it gets tricky, but I'm not going to lie to you. You go to the bank with cash to go deposit, they want to charge you 3%. You don't get all 3% when you use a credit card. So if you charge $100, we get $97. That's all we're getting. So that fee is just a pass along. If you have cash, hey, it'll be a savings. If not, it affects the customers. It affects the server. It affects the restaurant owner. So it's like getting gas for all our life. If you could pay cash, it's a different price than if you pay credit card. So I hate to hear it. I hate doing it. I feel terrible doing it, but I get affected when I go out to a restaurant as well. So I know the rules. It's just the way the world works right now. And they're going to change it. So you have that black Amex card, you may be paying 5+%. Where if you have a Chase or a Discover card, you may be paying a lot less. But if you have a debit card, there's no fee.
Right. Okay. Really? There's no fee on the debit card.
Correct.
Huh. Yeah, and that's the thing. I think a lot of people don't notice with restaurants are these little itty bitty fees that add up. And even like I can't imagine what your insurance is, and in a restaurant, it's got to be
just
so
a liquor
high.
license in New Jersey is $1 million.
Yeah,
so think about that. Do you pay when you get your hair done? Do you pay a fee?
Yeah.
See, it looks like you just got
good,
it done.
right?
Looks great. For now, I pay 6%, not 3%.
I don't even. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm not the norm. I can't pay attention to that stuff, and I gotta always go back to. The business can charge whatever they want. It's their business. I don't know why restaurants often get so scrutinized. Like if you're paying an attorney and they're charging that percent, nobody's going to say a word about that. If you're paying a restaurant and you're getting charged that same percent, people are getting mad. I mean, you get a doctor bill, there's an admin fee on it, there's a processing fee, there's all these fees all over the place, but restaurants are always
You know how many fees you paid for John Bon Jovi's tickets? Forget it.
Oh,
You know how many
freaking
fees?
forget it.
It's crazy.
Ticketmaster took like half the freaking price.
Times 28?
Yeah, exactly. 28 times. I've given Ticketmaster a lot of money.
See?
I also got money back when they had a class action a couple of years ago. That's how much money I've given
Wow.
Ticketmaster over the years. But yeah, so that's a great example. Like, you don't necessarily like it, but this is this is their business. You're in their house. They can do whatever they want.
I know.
Period.
We try not to take advantage of it, but it's the truth. It's crazy. It really is. It's expensive. It really does.
I know.
It adds up.
Like, am I correct to say, I feel like restaurants are mostly running on a 20% or so profit margin?
Oh, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
If you're really good.
That's like, so the reality is probably what, a 10% profit margin?
For a lot of places, yeah. Especially, it depends what the rent is. And here in Delray,
Yeah.
it's triple New Jersey.
Really?
It really, really is.
Wow.
But again, when you're in season, every day is a Saturday night here. So that's what I love about the Delray location. But yeah, it's definitely not easy. It's not as easy as people think. I'm telling you. I had my breakfast place. Eggs were $10 a dozen. We do 30,000 eggs a week.
Right.
We were getting killed.
Yeah.
Right now, that's back down to $1.50 a dozen. So think about that influx. Steak prices right now are through the roof, the highest ever in our lifetime. And you still have to cope with it. Skirt steak, growing up, we would eat that as if it was like the easiest thing in the world. Now you can't get it for $30 a pound just to get skirt steak. It used to be $5 a pound.
Wow.
A scallop, one scallop, a U10, $4.97 for me to buy it.
Okay.
So there's some items that, we'll always look at that. That's the beauty of
So, all right. So
the
figure
challenge.
$5 a scallop, right? And let's call it 4 scallops in a dish. So now we're at 20 bucks cost for you.
You want to be at,
So how much are you putting that dish on your menu?
perfect world, you want to be at 25% food cost. You want to be at 30% food cost. You can't be at a 50% food cost. So you're talking $60 minimum,
Right.
58, 52, 62, and hope they buy a glass of wine to offset it. The restaurants that have a BYOB, you just don't even put it on the menu because it's a loss leader, and I'd rather not have any loss leaders on my menu if I don't need to.
Right.
So you'll be really strategic how you do that. So you're always watching those menu. You're updating your pricing all the time. Sometimes you go down, sometimes you go up. But you want to make it great to where the customer does not come in and say, "Oh my God, your prices are through the roof." We really, really try to be where we're supposed to be.
But my brain goes, okay, so if the scallop dish is now at that price, but now you also have to take into consideration your labor, because now you still have to pay the chef to cook said scallop,
Correct.
right? So that really also has to get calculated, I think, into the cost of that dish.
Correct.
So
Then you put your fixed cost, which is your electric, your rent, your phones, everything, your music. There's the 3%. Look at that. Look what happened. 3% plays a big role in that as well. Broken glassware, missing forks, who's stealing this, the bathroom attendant.
Oh, fun question.
Forget it, it gets crazy. Well,
Fun question.
Let me hear it.
Craziest thing somebody stole from your restaurant.
The air freshener in the bathrooms. A big air freshener. The whole thing. The women's bathroom, of course. They threw it in their pocketbook. And a really random one. And listen, I'd love to get some feedback on this one. Toilet bowl seats are missing.
What?
We've had this happen.
That's gross.
Tell me about it. In the women's room, and we don't even have a ceiling for it to drop. It happened 3 weekends in a row. It was like the craziest thing going on. It was in the garbage pail. It just happened in Delray the other day.
Wait, stop
I'm
right
not
now.
sure what the hell's going on. People just steal the bottom level. Yeah, the seat that you sit on. Crazy.
That's disgusting,
Yeah.
first of all. Second, are they bringing screwdrivers with them?
I have no idea.
Is this a planned
It's crazy.
attack? What is this?
Listen, glassware will walk out of here. We have the name Gabriella's on our glasses. Madison. People will ask, but knives they'll take. Anything they get their hands on. There's some serial thieves out there.
I'm dead. I've only stolen a glass once from a restaurant my whole life.
Okay, just ask. I'll give it to you. Just ask.
Not your glass.
No.
I stole a glass from the River House in Palm Beach Gardens because they were closing. It's a whole story.
Okay.
They were closing. They've since reopened and kind of rebranded, but I was the OG River House. So, and my grandfather used to take me there all the time when I was young, and he has since passed away, and then the restaurant's closing, so I stole a glass from them.
Okay. So
But I
next time
had
you
a
go back
real
there,
reason for it.
BYOG. Next time you go, bring your own glass.
So yeah, definitely did that. But normally I won't steal things. But like, I have friends that will literally, they're these people. They steal Like
anything.
the spoon, like the cappuccino spoon. I'm not saying specifically from your restaurant. Like, oh, this is a cute spoon. And now, my friends, we can buy our own freaking spoon.
Doesn't matter. There's a funny story, and the guy
so
who did this
bizarre.
knows who he is. But every Christmas, he would come with me. It would come to me with a bag, and inside of it is someone else, or a lot of other restaurants. Their salt shakers, their glasses.
Yeah, salt shakers a
They'll
big
take
thing.
everything. They'll hand it to me. I'm like, you're an idiot. Don't do that. And I have to go around and give it back to all the restaurateurs that are out there. It's like someone stole your salt shakers, your glasses. I would see the names on the actual pieces itself. It's crazy. People are nuts, but they get off on that.
So actually, you're making me think now, but I'm not actually stealing the items because I'm letting the owners know. I'm texting them. I've stole a little dropper thing from the Butcher's Club in Palm Beach Gardens. It held like the vinaigrette or something on the side. And I sent a picture of it to the chef and the owner. I was like, hey, P.S., I just stole this from you. So I told them.
Someone just recently stole or tried to, the lamp on the front that, turns just your night lamp, your table lamp.
That's a hard thing to steal.
It was.
That's
They were really strategic.
That's $12 on Amazon. Well, not yours, but like you can buy a $12 version.
If you don't have
on
the
Amazon.
charger for it, it's a waste. You got to see them looking both ways. We have them on cameras. It's crazy. That was fun. That was an interesting one.
That is so
A lot of
funny.
stories. A lot of crazy stuff goes on in a restaurant.
Tell me.
No, I can't. It's rated R.
That's okay. You can
Triple
tell.
X.
We can't do triple X.
Yeah, it's bad.
We could teeter on rated R, but we can't do
bad.
triple X. My child watches these podcasts, so we can't go too crazy here.
I can't get into it. It's terrible.
I had a guy once steal the knives like right in front of me. He put them in his coat. This is up in New York, and he goes and I looked at him because he was getting to go food. So he just spent $300 on takeout steaks, And so he says, I said, sir, you can't take the knife. And he goes, I think he tried to take the fork too. And he looks at me and goes, I didn't take anything. I said, yeah, you did. I just watched you take it. And he's like, I didn't. And he's holding it like it's about to fall out of his jacket. It was hilarious. And I'm like, sir, please, like, stop being weird. Like, put the fork back.
Bring it
put the
back
knife
tomorrow,
back.
please.
He was like, well, I need silverware. I said, yeah, it's in the bag. It's plasticware,
Correct.
And he got so mad. And he takes it out of his jacket. He slams it down. He says, fine. And he walked out. He was so mad at me. I'm like, you can't steal the things,
Entitlement.
bro.
I told you. Entitlement.
So crazy. I couldn't. All right. Well, if you're not going to tell me the rated R stories, we'll just play a little game.
Okay.
Okay. So you just answer these real fast. And, first one's kind of a hard one, I think. And we'll just go from there.
Okay,
Go
let me hear it.
What is one restaurant you'll always recommend that's not yours?
What type of cuisine or which restaurant?
One restaurant. What's your favorite restaurant?
Wow. Let's skip it. I'll answer that one. I'll answer that one.
Wine or bourbon?
Wine.
One menu item at Gabriella's that every first-time guest must order.
Garganelli here in New Jersey, here in Florida.
What is garganelli?
Garganelli is the best pasta dish we have on the menu.
I haven't had it.
What?
What is it? Tell me more.
It's Garganelli pasta, so it's a special shape to it. There's peas, pancetta, and truffle. It is.
Oh, I definitely ate that.
It
That's
is
like
so
right
delicious.
up my alley.
It's delicious.
I just didn't know the name was garganelli.
Garganelli.
I did eat that.
That's a must-have at Gabriella's Modern Italian. Yes.
Those are like, you just named three of my favorite things. So
In
yeah,
New
I
Jersey,
absolutely
the
ordered
Gabriella's
that.
New Jersey is a spicy rig.
Oh.
You mentioned the restaurant earlier. Mm-hmm. We crush it.
I like that. I love that. Prosciutto, love truffle. What is more important in a restaurant? Incredible food or unforgettable service?
I'm going to go with unforgettable service.
I think I'm with you on that. What's one business book or person that has influenced you in life or changed the way you think?
I would have to say my uncle. We all have an Uncle Tony. My Uncle Tony, on a business level, 100%. On so many different levels, yeah. And he's the uncle that lived in Delray. So again, props for letting me open up out here, or at least thinking about opening up out here. Still alive, still great. We still talk all the time.
He must be your biggest fan.
Yes, he really is.
What's your biggest pet peeve in a restaurant as a diner?
Bright lights, no music. Bothers me. Mm-hmm. Get your shit together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm on board with
It plays
those
a big role. Yeah,
answers.
it really does. That whole vibe makes a big difference when you go into a restaurant, for sure.
The lighting, man.
Yeah.
Like, just dim them.
Just dim them.
Just dim them down. I'm with you. Actually, funny story. I was kind of, I don't want to say bar hopping. I was restaurant hopping last weekend. In the first restaurant, it was very bright. And we actually left because we had I had a drink or two there. And we're like, all right, where's the next stop? And I literally looked at my friends. I go, somewhere darker.
Right?
I actually said that. And that's when we went. The next restaurant was darker, moodier. I'm like, I can't right now with this. This is too much for me.
See?
That's funny. That's very funny. If you weren't in hospitality, what would you be doing?
I mean, like I said earlier, I was in the commercial printing space and I did love it. But at the end of the day, as long as it's something to do with selling and being around people, I love it. Whatever it may be. I'll sell forks, knives, printing, food, an experience. But I do love that.
We have to come up with a
people's person.
Stolen goods line and like top stolen items from restaurants and create a line for it. And then we'd sell them.
Sell them.
Like, you don't have to steal them anymore. Here you go.
That's crazy.
Salt and pepper shakers to your heart's content.
Forks and knives.
Forks and knives. I'm trying to think what else gets stolen. I'm still like on that because I think it's hilarious.
Forking around, right?
I mean, I need a fork. I need a forking around fork.
Yeah.
Like to look like this, like a little.
Go for it.
Oh, you know what I'm doing this year? So we're doing the best of flavor competition. You'll hear about it soon. So people will have to vote this season when their best flavor menu and their flavor dines and deals. And the winner is going to get a trophy shaped like this guy right here.
Here it is. I love it.
The fork with the palm tree.
I'll clear a little spot for my trophy.
Gabriella's got to come in hard for that one. What's the best compliment you've ever received from a guest?
We do get them often, and I think it's the same one every time. When someone literally leaves with a smile on their face and said, hey, the food was great and I had a great experience. There was nothing wrong with this place at all. I love it. You're crushing it. And I see them back a couple of days later or a week later. It's the best. It really is. It's what you strive for as a hospitality or restaurateur. And I love that feeling.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it really is. Or can I say one other thing?
Yeah.
That busboy, he was great.
Yeah.
I love that. A kid who is making the least amount, just working on tips, and he goes that extra mile, and someone really recognizes it. That's a great feeling.
I always tip the bus boys, like when they're good, when they're exceptional and go out of the way. All right, just two more questions.
That's fine.
Ready?
Go for it.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Finish this sentence. Success isn't measured by money. It's measured by...
Happiness.
You're scoring. You're 10 out of 10 on this.
I love this.
These answers are the best ones. And then my favorite and final question. What would you say to your younger self today?
This is an easy one for me because I have a lot of young employees and they do look up to me, and I love being a role model or a mentor to them. And if they have it in them, and you could read someone when you're on this side, you could look at someone and say, hey, these kids have it or they don't have it. But if they do, I love pushing them, saying, guys, you got this. You can do it. Smile. I know there's a party every day somewhere. You can't be at every party every day. But put your head down, work, because mommy and daddy aren't going to give you the money. You want that nice car? Work. You can make as much money as you want in the restaurant business. If you only work 3 days a week, that's all you're going to make. But you can make money every single day in this restaurant business as a server, bus server, any employee. So if you have it in you, I look at them and say, guys, go for it. Whatever the business may be, even if it's not the restaurant business. And I'll tell them, this isn't for you.
I love that. And I'm sure that your younger you would be so proud of you today.
Oh, I'd love to start all over.
Imagine a little time machine action. Well, we can close this episode with your favorite restaurant, or we can just table it for a part two. Maybe you have to leave the people guessing.
I could. I'll tell you. So if I'm not eating Italian, a steak, or the modern food that I have at Madison. I just love an Asian flair. Asian fusion is like my next thing in my head. And I think the best restaurant that I love going to is, it's in Miami. There's one in Vegas. It's called Komodo. I'm not sure if you've ever been.
Been there, yeah.
It's phenomenal. For me, that's a great experience from the minute you walk in through the door until the minute you walk out. The nightlife, the food, the vibe, the look of the feel, look and feel. These guys got that down to a science.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah. Hope you guys, I don't find those guys. Remember me.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. And I encourage everyone to check out one of Frank's 8 locations between New Jersey and Florida. And really, the food is fantastic. And I have to check out the Old Bridge one. That's next on my list.
Yeah, next when you come into Jersey. But thank you. I really appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Cheers.
And,
cheers to
hey,
us.
cheers. Thank you again.
Cheers to you. Thanks for joining me on Forking Around with Flavor South Florida. If you're in the industry, a business owner, or just want a better understanding of what goes into keeping restaurants alive and thriving, make sure you subscribe and share this episode with someone who should hear it. Flavor South Florida takes place every September from the 1st through the 30th between Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. You can find all the amazing dining deals and participating restaurants at flavorsouthflorida.com. Until next time, keep supporting local and keep forking around.